Ja, hier ist das grüne Wasser zum Beispiel. Oder... Ja, das ist die Ecke hier oben, siehst du? Im grünen Wasser musst du jetzt suchen. Die Krokodile im grünen Wasser.
These are fun.
Hier ist das grüne Wasser.
Okay, und wo kommt das dann hin?
Hier.
Okay.
There you go.
Wo kommt deins hin?
Hey everybody. Callum's gonna be home Wednesday and Friday of this week, so I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done because the days that he's home, he and I have a bunch of just test prep, a bunch of stuff to do. He's got a bunch of tests next week, and this week's kind of like the calm before the storm, so except it's not calm, it's like full-on prep. There are a lot of strikes, and it just seems like a very chaotic time. I don't know about across Germany, but here in Berlin it just feels very, very chaotic, and this is sort of the aftermath of it, that Callum will be home like 2 days in the next 2 weeks for strikes, and then his school has like a Studientag, like a day anyways where the school's closed. So it is Thanksgiving week, and I don't really have the words to kind of express how I'm feeling about it this year. Usually I host a big dinner and invite German friends to come over and to celebrate, but I just don't have it in me this year. And I want to go into more detail about the feelings around that maybe tomorrow, but I just don't have it in me to host. But I do want to acknowledge it because it is special to me, but I don't know if I necessarily want to acknowledge it for myself, or more like to acknowledge it so that my kids have, I don't know, something of America with them, because in general things are very German in their lives, and it's just a week. So we'll see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, I just brought Elliot to kindergarten, so as of right now the apartment will be empty for the next couple of hours, and I really just wanted to continue whatever the conversation that I started last night. When I started thinking about Thanksgiving this year, I found myself met with just a wide range of emotions, pretty much with the exception of COVID, where we didn't host large gatherings or anything. I've always put on a Thanksgiving that involves inviting lots of people. None of them are American, but inviting like German friends or German family, or when we lived in the UK, our British friends celebrated with us while we were there. So this year, when I started thinking about it, I just felt dread. It just felt more appropriate this year to celebrate with my nuclear family, Roman, myself, and the kids. And I didn't want to do a big dinner or a big thing. And at first I was kind of panicked, like, have I reached the point where I am letting go of the American traditions and holidays because we don't live there? But I know it's not that, because the idea of celebrating Thanksgiving with my family feels right and feels like something that brings me great joy. I think what I've realized is that I'm just kind of over putting on a show for everyone else. When I first moved to Germany, I felt like I just went in with everything I had, and I put everything into acclimating. Only spoke German with Roman's family, only spoke German with his friends. I basically did what I could to just sort of fit into his world, because I didn't want anybody to think that I was a mistake for him, or that I wasn't good enough, or I didn't want anybody to be whispering in his ear saying, this isn't gonna work. So I put everything I had into not rocking the boat, not really having opinions, just like be be accommodating, you know, learn the language, just blend in as best as possible. And then I started having kids, and something about becoming a mom, especially a mom in a foreign country, it just brings out this primal, very animalistic need to protect. I think what it was is I had a very difficult pregnancy with Callum. And so it really started to shift my brain a bit, where I had to speak up. I had to fight. I had to say things that maybe people didn't want to hear because I had a baby. But yeah, basically when I had kids, I just sort of went headfirst into doing all the things American. And part of that was because for me, I was very excited to share that with my children. It's something that still brings me great joy, being able to share my country and my traditions and my culture and my customs and celebrations and food and recipes and everything with my kids. So every year I put on a big Thanksgiving where I cooked everything. I cooked the potatoes, I cooked the turkey, I did casseroles, I did vegetable dishes, I did the sides, I did the bread, I did the desserts, I did the drinks, I did the cranberry sauce, I did all of it every year. And then I remember sitting at Thanksgiving and everyone enjoyed their meal and enjoyed the time together, but I couldn't help but feel like the loneliest I had ever felt. Here I was in a room full of people and I felt so alone because nobody in this room understood. They all had to be taught. I found myself exerting myself and sharing like everything, basically trying to be like a living, walking, talking United States embassy. What I realized is that I just wanted somebody to share that meal with that understood. I just missed the ability to just sit at a table with people who knew the food, who knew the recipes, who knew the feelings, who knew what the holiday was about, and could just enjoy it for what it was. And I think this last year has been a real time of emotional growth for me, where I felt very unhappy, just feeling a sense of discontentment, just really not wanting to be here, and really feeling so unsettled that I realized that I think the biggest mistake that I made when I moved to Germany was not moving to Germany. Moving to Germany has been wonderful, but the biggest mistake that I made when moving to Germany was trying to convince myself that I wasn't worth holding on to. I think my situation would have been much different from the beginning if I said, hey, here's what it is, guys. I'm from the US. I'll learn your language, you know, because that's a good thing to do. It's helpful, beneficial for all if I learn the language. And I'll make German friends. And I'm also going to invest a lot of time into making sure that I have expat friends here who are other immigrants like myself. I wasn't taking care of that part of me. Instead, I was trying to just dig deeper to forget it or blame myself. The Spanish neighbor across the street has, she meets every week with her friend from Spain, and they sit in her house and they unload. And it's like therapy for the soul, where you have more patience and more tolerance to do the things that are difficult or socially different, because you're also being nourished at home in your heart. And I wasn't doing any of that, and I haven't been. And so that's why I'm really pushing to move to a different part of Berlin, and because I've been denying that for so long for myself. And so this year, when it came to holidays and Thanksgiving, traditionally we've invited a room full of Germans to come and celebrate. And this year I just didn't have it in me. I don't feel the need to nourish other people's relationship with American culture anymore. If people ask, fine. Like, Elliot's kindergarten asked for me to bring US things for the summer party. Fine, I'm happy to do it. But I don't feel the need to overstep. In fact, more than anything, I just feel the need to protect it. I feel the need to just protect my holidays and my traditions for what they are. And even if, you know, everyone else thinks it's crazy that we make sure to come home so that my kids wake up on Christmas morning in their beds around their Christmas tree for their visit from Santa, I'm cool with that, because I do a really good job of honoring Roman's culture and traditions. We go to visit his mom for Christmas every year, and I'm happy to do it. It's wonderful. German Christmas is wonderful and special, and it's super special to be in the room with the family and get to do the Bescherung and, you know, the exchange of gifts and the German meal and traditions. I love that. I love that. I married a man who's German. I wholeheartedly embrace and accept the German way of life. I love it. I live here, but I don't love Germany more than I love myself. That's why I fight so dang hard to make sure that my kids have an understanding of who they are and their other side, their other family, their other culture. I never ever wanted the US to be something that felt foreign to them. I always wanted the US to be home for them. So the priorities for holidays have really shifted this year. And we're gonna have a wonderful Thanksgiving. It's gonna be smaller, but on the other hand, if we had like Americans to celebrate with, that'd be very different. I'd be like, yes, let's get together, let's do this. The sense of community in a cultural context that I share. And I really miss that. And I want that again. I want to find that again. I don't have to do things on behalf of the United States of America. I just need to be myself. And so yeah, I'm letting go. I'm learning to let go. And it has been very eye-opening to witness that sort of growth within myself, because I don't think I would have come to those same conclusions if everything just sort of worked out the way, you know, I wanted. I'm tired of kind of living this double life where I have to blend in and just be German, but showcase the US when it's appropriate. And that's really what it's felt like, kind of living this double life of needing to be German, not rock the boat, not make it so obvious that I'm different, don't stand out, mute those parts of who you are that make you stand out and make you different from everyone else, every other parent sitting in that classroom during parent night. Mute who you are, be small, but when it's comfortable or when people want something, then be as accommodating and as American as possible. I'm not doing that anymore. You either like me or you don't. You either accept me or you don't. But if you're going to accept me, you need to accept who I really am. And that's no one else's fault. You know, that's no one's fault but my own. But I'm just not doing things anymore to make other people feel good. Not when it comes to my expense. There you have it. Very, very, very bright. Hello, everybody. All right, I'm actually going to, I need to put you somewhere. That's gonna have to work. The lighting is really bad. What a day. So, hey, everybody. That's gonna have to work. All right, I'm holding my recipe book because I need to write my shopping list for Thanksgiving. This is actually the first time I'm picking up the camera today. That was unintentional. Cal's school was out today, so he and I did a bunch of homework. He's got a big German test next week, so we're preparing for that because there's so much on it, and we're basically just preparing for that because this test will be a big part of his grade for the year. We made good use out of the time, just kept the camera off, and we focused on school, which was good. And then tomorrow, Elliot's home, and then Calum's home again on Friday. So 3 out of the 5 days this week, I've got a child home. So I figured since I'm home tomorrow, I don't really want to run a bunch of errands with Elliot. And I've been trying to figure out what to do about Thanksgiving because I didn't want it to just pass. Like, I wanted to celebrate it. But I also know this weekend's gonna be really busy because like I want to start decorating for Christmas. I wanted to do that last weekend, but we just didn't get to it. And I really want to like start doing Christmas stuff. The Christmas markets are opening. And so I just feel like we need to do Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day, that the world just sort of opened up so that tomorrow I'm home with Elliot, I can cook with him. So I think it just sort of, the stars aligned so that we can do a smaller Thanksgiving tomorrow. Obviously it's just the 5 of us, but we're going to do, instead of a big turkey, we're gonna roast a chicken, which is always nice. And we'll probably just keep it pretty simple. Maybe some sort of dessert. And yeah, a basic Thanksgiving, but it's still nice and fun nonetheless. So I'm gonna put together my list, and I've got my little recipe book here, and it'll be fun. It'll be really fun. I can find the parade from last year on YouTube. The kids can watch that. It'll be good. It'll be a good day.